Hello everyone, welcome you all to the Manage Engine Applications Manager. In this session, we are going to discuss about the Applications Manager. So Applications Manager is an agentless monitoring tool to monitor all your complete infrastructure. So when I say infrastructure, yes, we can able to monitor the services, servers, database, application, URLs, a web server, web services, and the complete application performance monitoring. So when I say application performance monitoring in Applications Manager, we do have a feature where it will monitor the complete end-to-end transaction with the help of the full stack performance monitoring. So in upcoming sessions, we will discuss those technologies that are used in Applications Manager. So when I just talk about the Applications Manager, like there are two different editions that we are using in Applications Manager for the installation. So when it comes to the installation, the first edition is standalone, that is professional edition. So in professional edition, you can add up to 500 monitors in a single installation. So here the monitor means it could be a server, it could be a database or an application or the URLs. So each substances that is a server or the services will be called as a monitor in Applications Manager. So likewise, you can add up to 500 monitors in a single installation for a better performance. And we have the next edition, that is Enterprise Edition, distributed architecture, where you can have one admin server, one central server, and you can have multiple managed servers. So when we just talk about this Enterprise Edition, this is called a distributed environment, where in case if you have multiple data centers in your infrastructure, you can install one managed server on each a data center, so that you can just add all the respective server or the application or the database into a managed servers, and all those monitors will get synced to the admin server. So from admin to the each managed server, it will communicate through HTTPS port in a highly secured manner, so that from the admin server itself, you can configure the alarms or the actions from a single place, and you can also generate the reports of the monitor which are deployed across the different managed servers. So from the admin central console, uh, alarms and the reports is a feasible one. And also in enterprise setup, we do support the SAML based authentication in Applications Manager. And as you might know, like in the as I said in the first beginning of this session, Applications Manager is an agentless monitoring. So for monitoring a server, database, cloud, middleware, ERP, or the application server or the web server or the services, we no need to deploy any agent on the particular machine or the target machines. So without deploying an agent, Applications Manager has a capability to fetch all necessary information for the monitoring. So when you just talk about the servers, it can be like we'll be using the SSH or the SNMP for the Linux, and for the Windows we use the Microsoft protocol, that is the WMI protocol for fetching the information, and for the database we use the JDBC connection, and for the cloud environment when it comes to the Amazon, we do fetch the information from the CloudWatch with the help of the REST API. So likewise, we use different protocols for fetching the information for the monitoring without an agent. And we do also use the agent-based monitoring for few applications or few types, monitor types. So as I said earlier, so for we do support the full stack, that is the end-to-end transaction monitoring. So that particular full stack monitoring can be achieved with the help of the APM Insight. So so in the upcoming sessions, we have the deep discussion for the each and individual monitor type. So this agent based is supported for the APM Insight, real user monitoring, and for the end user monitoring. Since these monitors are uh, typically like a live monitoring, so for the each what are the transaction perform automatically, it will be sent to the Applications Manager. So for the rest of the monitor types, we used a defined polling interval, like for every 5 minutes it will fetch the data, or every 10 minutes fetch the data. So when it comes to the agent based one, it's like typically like a live monitoring where it will send uh, all the transaction in within like 5 to 10 seconds. And So when it comes to the monitoring, so we do monitor the complete web application monitoring or multi-cloud infrastructure. When I say it's multi-cloud monitoring, like apart from the AWS, we do support Azure, Office 365, Google Cloud, and the Oracle Cloud. So when it comes to the cloud, we do monitor the complete package. So if you just take the Office 365, we do monitor the Exchange, SharePoint, and the Teams as well. So and what are all the sites that are deployed on the SharePoint? What are all the queues that are being deployed on the Exchange? So the complete information, the complete package can be monitored in the Applications Manager. And when it comes to the server and the database, we do cover all the top vendor database monitoring, databases for the monitoring in Applications Manager. And when it comes to the server monitoring, like we do support the Windows, Linux, Solaris, AX, like Mac OS, so all the top OS is covered in the server monitoring. And when it comes to the transaction monitoring, so starting beginning from the URL monitoring or the website monitoring or the like the website content monitoring, we do support a different level of monitoring for the URLs or the web applications. And so the mainly there will be three main focus in applications manager. First is the fault management and reporting, and one is the SLE. So all these three will be covered in applications manager. So right now we discussed regarding like what are all the feasibilities that can be achieved in applications manager. So now I'm going to see like what are all the prerequisites that you need to follow. So when we just talk about the installation, like before installing the applications manager, you need to make sure your system is capable of handling the applications manager. So like when it comes to the standalone setup, like if you're planning to add 250 monitors for a monitoring, so either you might like minimum you need 4 GB of RAM, or you can have up to 8 GB RAM, dedicated RAM for the applications manager, and you can have the hard disk like 50 to 70 GB allocated for the complete installation for the applications manager. So it won't occupy that much since we do have the reporting of feature in applications manager. All the pulled data will be stored in the applications manager for the reporting. So we might require this 75 GB plus uh, space for the installation and the data storing purpose. And when it comes to the cloud, in case so instead of deploying the applications manager on physical setup, you can also deploy the applications manager in your cloud setup, either it's Azure or the with AWS environment as well. You can install the applications manager and you can have all those data within yourself. So you can have the as per the AWS recommendation, like we need at least a virtual CPU, to visual CPU, and 2.4 processor also needed. So you can just refer all these prerequisites before we just enter into the installation. So once all these prerequisites are defined, the next thing is like what is the backend database you are going to use. So when I say backend database, applications manager supports two backend database for storing the monitor and its data. One is PostgreSQL and another one is MS SQL. So when it comes to the PostgreSQL, currently applications manager uses the Postgres database version 11. And in case so this particular Postgres will comes as a bundled database. In case we have the remote PostgreSQL, which is 11 version and above, so you can also point to those remote PostgreSQL database and when you complete the installation. And in case if you are using the Microsoft SQL in your environment, so you can just go with this Microsoft SQL as well. And so there are few prerequisites for the SQL as well. It should be a 64-bit version. So applications manager needs to be installed on a 64-bit version machine only. 32-bit version is not supported for applications manager. So for the same for the SQL asset, it should be a 64-bit version. And starting from version 2014 till the latest version, you can point and install as a backend. And for the user permission, we have just given the limitation here. So we need a certain user level privilege for uh, installing the like or creating a new database for the applications manager. So once this is done, like we need to install the applications manager. So for installing the applications manager, the applications manager can be installed in both OS, either in Windows or the Linux machine. So both this OS version is supported by the applications manager, and there are few limitations in the Linux. So uh, since the Microsoft protocol is not applicable for the Linux installation, like the Windows WMI mode of monitoring or the Exchange Active Directory, Hyper-V, SharePoint. So these are uses the WMI protocol. So these there are few WMI protocol supported monitors is not applicable for the Linux installation, and also the Windows monitoring can be done with the help of the SNMP Linux installation, and the event log rules, and there are few limitations that have been not supported in the Linux installation. Apart from that, other features are same. The reporting or the actions or the thresholds are same for the both installation, Windows and the Linux installation. And you can download the applications manager exe file or the bin file for installation from the manage engine applications manager site. So from the manage engine site, you can download the latest version of the applications manager. So if you just click this Windows or the Linux machine as per your uh, the installation package, so the exe file will be automatically downloaded. So once it is getting downloaded, you can install it for the in your particular server. So when it comes to the installation, so right now I'm just planning to install it on a Windows machine. So here it will ask for the, or like what is the language, the first part. The next part is like whether you need to install it as a professional or the enterprise edition. So as discussed in the beginning, like the applications manager can be installed as a professional or the enterprise edition. So in case if you are going for the professional edition, it will not ask any more details apart from the database. And when you are just choosing the enterprise edition, it will ask whether this particular setup is an admin or a managed. So as I said, like like for a single admin server, you can have multiple managed servers. Like by pointing to the single admin server, you can install multiple managed servers based on your requirement. But the admin installation can be only one. And so once the admin is installed, now we are trying to go with the managed server. Click on the managed server and click on next. So once you just given the next here, as I said, it can be pointed to a single admin server only. So the first thing is like first you need to install the admin server, then only you need to install the managed server. So once the admin server installation is completed, you need to use those details here. So what is the host, in which particular server or the virtual machine you have installed the admin server. So those detail needs to be given here. The particular host name should be given here along with the SSL port. So since the admin to manage server will be communicated via the HTTPS port, so the respective SSL ports needs to be given here. And for each admin setup, we are having a particular probe registration key by which it will map with the respective admin server. So instead of pointing to a different host name or a different server, like we have this key feature so that it will point to the exact server which you are looking for as an admin server. And in case if you are using any proxy on your environment for connecting to a particular server, so you can just give those details for connecting to the admin server. So if not necessary, just uncheck and go with the next one. So once this installation is given, the applications manager will be installed on your machine. So once the installation is completed, okay, uh, you'll be like automatically it will be starting as a HTTP port or in the SSL port. So for HTTP, the default port is 1990. For the HTTPS, it will be in 8443. So so the next in the next topics will be discussed in the next upcoming session. You can just go to the different session and view the respective information in detail. So in the next topic, we'll be discussing regarding how you can monitor the monitors in the applications manager and what are all the protocols being used. So these topics will be discussed in the next session. So thank you everyone. Thanks for your time. We'll meet you in the next session.